So guys, in October, I received 8 different payments from some heavy hitting stocks in ETFs like Vici Properties, Altria Group, and VU, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. And in this video, we're going to go through each of those payments and add them all up to reveal my dividend income for the month, as well as my total income received so far in 2024. But before we get to those, I want to hear from you. Leave me a comment below and let me know what were some of your highest dividend payments this month and which stocks did they come from. I'd be curious to hear if we have any of the same ones. Anyway, getting into it, the first payment that I received this month came from Vici Properties, and this was a great way to kick off the month, guys. Vici paid me $45.41, and this was my first dividend payment ever from this company. I really haven't owned Vici for too long. I only started the position back in July. And if we take a look at my Vici position over here on my dividend portfolio tracking spreadsheet, which you can start using for free, there is a link to download this spreadsheet in the description of the video. But here we can see I have 105 shares of Vici at an average cost that is so sweet, $27.90. I really lucked out with this average cost per share, and the current share price is quite a bit above that right now. It's sitting at about $31.50, which means that I am up almost 13% in terms of share price, and adding dividends on a total return basis, I'm up 14.25%. So just in these last few months, Vici has been a really big winner. I'm really happy to see this. But anyway, now moving on to payment number 2. This one came from another real estate investment trust in my portfolio, Kilroy Realty Corporation, ticker symbol KRC, who paid me $41.58, another really solid payment, which is going to bring my total so far in October to $86.99. And KRC has been such a roller coaster, guys. If we take a look at the share price performance over here on Snapstock, which you can get access to when you become a member of the investment club, and there's a link to that in the description as well. I hope you guys check that out. But anyway, just in the last month, KRC is up about 3.3%, so a pretty decent month for these guys. And if we zoom out looking at the year-to-date performance, it's about the same. They're up 3.8%, and we can see it's been very choppy so far here in 2024. It'll go up, it'll go down, and it'll kind of repeat that process. It looks like it's done that a few times where it's gone, to the low 30s, and then it'll get up into the 40s. It was recently up in the 40s, like close to being in the mid 40s actually. And now it's dipped back down to, about $39 per share. So like I said, it's been quite the roller coaster. And if we zoom out looking at the performance over the last 365 days, certainly more good than bad. Looks like, this time last year it was at almost exactly $30 per share. So it's up about 30% since then. But as far as my position goes, I'm just barely in the green on this position right now. I have exactly 77 shares at an average cost of about $37.50. So the current share price is about $1.40 above my cost basis, which is going to leave me with a near 4% return just looking at the share price. But including dividends in the mix on a total return basis, it's a lot better. I'm up 14.16%. Not too shabby. Pretty recently, I was actually up quite a bit more. I think the share price returns alone were in the double digits. But, over these last few days, really this last week and a half, it's seen quite the pullback. So like I said, guys, once again, it's been quite a roller coaster. I would not be surprised if in a short period of time, this is back up over double digits, but we'll see what happens. But either way, I am still holding strong for this company, guys. And I actually just listened to their most recent earnings call the other day, and I'm pretty happy with how things continue to progress for this company. Taking a look at my notes from the earnings call, which like Snapstock, you can get access to when you become a member of the investment club. Once again, there's a link to that in the description. And I've got a ton of other earnings notes in there as well from other companies like Starbucks, Rollins, and Procter & Gamble. But for KRC, first and foremost, both revenue and FFO saw year-over-year gains, which was great to see. And as far as the demand for office space goes, at least for the markets KRC is in, things are looking up. The Pacific Northwest is experiencing more demand. San Diego is as well. San Diego is actually looking pretty hot right now. And San Francisco is also on the up and up. So hopefully these trends continue in the coming quarters. But anyway, moving on to the third dividend payment I received. This one came from Altria Group, and this was another really solid payment, $57.29, which is going to bring my total so far in October to $144.28. We are doing great so far, guys. And Altria has had not only a killer month, but a killer year. As we can see over here, just in the last 30 days, Altria is up close to 8%. So they've had a really good month, and we can see that they really popped right here. And if we zoom out looking at the year-to-date performance, Altria has just been on a roll. It's up 36%. And if we zoom out once more over the last year, it's up even more, up almost 42%. But at least here in the last month, the big jump that we saw came as a result of their recent earnings. And I haven't had the chance to go through them yet. I'm going to be doing that here pretty soon, but it looks like they beat on both the top and bottom line, which is what caused the share price to just soar. And now taking a look at my position, I have about 56.2 shares of Altria at an average cost of $42.63. Not too shabby when you consider the current share price is over $11 above that, and that's going to leave me with a really nice return right now. I'm up about 26.4% in terms of share price, and I'm up over double that on a total return basis. My total return right now with Altria is 54.4%, and it's going to make it one of my better performers in the portfolio for sure. Now, guys, this brings us to payment number 4, which came from the third of 4 REITs in my portfolio. This one was from W.P. Carey, who paid me $33.34 in October, bringing my total so far for the month to $177.62. Now, even though the dividend payment was nice, the share price returns in the last month were horrendous. This stock dropped 9.4%, which was also earnings related. They did beat on both the top and bottom line, which was good, but they reduced their FFO guidance for the rest of the year, which is what sent the share price heading south. And with that, it's going to leave W.P. Carey down even more so far here in 2024. This stock is down about 12%, but if we zoom out over the last year, it is in the green, really not by much. It's only up 4.65%, so really nothing to write home about there. And across my entire portfolio, W.P. Carey is by and large my worst performing position. It's fortunately not a huge position. I have 38.1 shares. My average cost is about $65.50, almost $66, and the current share price is over $10 below that. So this is going to leave me with a minus 16% share price return. So in the red by quite a bit with this one. On a total return basis, it's not as bad. Those dividends are definitely saving me here, and I'm only down about 2.3% looking at the total return. But anyway, guys, now moving on to payment number 5. This one came from one of 2 monthly payers in my portfolio. We're talking about Main Street Capital Corporation, who paid me $13.79 for the month, bringing my total so far to $191.41. And taking a look at my position, my Main Street is pretty decent. I have 56.25 shares at an average cost of $40.66, and the current share price is just about $10 above that, $10.01 to be exact, which is going to leave me with almost a 25% share price return, not too far off from it. On a total return basis, it's looking even better. I'm up basically 45%, and this is also one of my better performing positions for sure. And with that, now moving on to payment number 6. This one came from the other business development company in my portfolio. This one is Blue Owl Capital Corporation, OBDC, who paid me $43.07 for the month. A great dividend payment, and this is officially going to put me over the $200 mark. I'm at $234.48 so far. And like with Main Street, there really wasn't too much action with Blue Owl this last month, really nothing to report. So we'll just quickly take a look at my position. As we can see, I have 116.4 shares at an average cost of about $13.50. So that's looking really good. The current share price is over $1, I guess $1.30 or so above my cost basis. So this is going to leave me with about a 9.5% share price return. Nothing too crazy there, but those dividends definitely juice that total return. 41.72%, looking really good. Anyway, guys, this next payment is going to come from the other monthly payer in my portfolio. In fact, this is the monthly dividend company. We're talking Realty Income, who pay me $26.39 for the month, bringing the total so far to $260.87. Not too bad. Really solid income so far, guys, but it was a pretty poor month of performance for Realty Income. If we look at that, we can see that just in the last month, it's down about 5%, and it's really come down, in this last week or so, last week and a half. Since October 24th, it's gone from the mid-60s down to where it's at now, about $59 per share. But if we zoom out looking at the year-to-date performance, Realty Income is still up for the year. They're up about 4.5%. And if we zoom out once more over the last year, it's done pretty well. It's up almost 20%. And if we take a look at my position, it's not going to leave me in too bad of a spot. I'm still in the green. I have 100.14 shares at an average cost of $54.45. So the current share price is about $4.50 above my cost basis, which is going to leave me with an 8.14% share price return and an 18.77% total return. So the dividends there add, about 10% to those total returns. Not too bad. Now, guys, those were all of the dividend payments that I received in my taxable brokerage account, but I still had one more come in from my Roth IRA, and this one came from VU, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, who paid me $16.33 to close out the month of October. And as we can see now, as of this month, I'm officially over 10 shares of VU. I have 10.4 shares at an average cost of $433.74, and my position is doing pretty good. It's up 21.2%. But anyway, guys, with that last payment from VU, that's going to bring my total dividend income for the month to $277.20. This was a very solid month of income for me. Definitely happy about that. And this month's income is going to be a 31.27% increase compared to this time last year. October 2023, I still did pretty good. I brought in $211.16, but year over year, that is quite a big jump. And looking at the income on a year-to-date basis so far, in 2024, I have brought in $2,302.93. This is the first time I've ever seen over $2,300 of income for a year. So this is pretty cool. And this year-to-date income represents a 27.46% increase compared to last year's year-to-date income. For the first 10 months of 2023, I brought in $1,806.82. So we continue to make some really great strides in terms of this dividend income, guys. I'm really happy to see how this portfolio is coming along. It's awesome. And that's the thing about dividend investing. I've said this before, and I'm not going to ramble on too much about it, but I do think it's worth reiterating that dividend investing is the gift that keeps on giving. It is just so cool to see not only these monthly numbers, but these annual numbers continue to go up and up and up. And once again, the thing is, it's just going to keep getting better with time. So I'm really looking forward to the future, really proud of the progress that has been made so far in this portfolio, and pretty good stuff, guys. Now, just to recap all of these dividend payments, we can see them all laid out right here, from Vici to VU all the way down there at the bottom. And there were a few payments that saw some really big year-over-year increases, like Main Street Capital Corporation. You know, it saw about a 50% increase compared to the payment from this same time last year. So that's really good. Realty Income also saw a really nice jump. I bought a lot of Realty Income between then and now, though. But either way, this represents a near 98% increase compared to this time last year. In VU, you know, I dollar cost average into VU every single week, but still, the payment from this month was 118% larger than the same payment from this time last year. So all across the board, things are looking great. But anyway, guys, that's what went down in October. And with that, now I want to switch gears and show you which companies are going to be paying me in this upcoming month here in November. And to do this, guys, we are going to be taking a look at the dividend calendar tool over here on Snowball Analytics, which is my favorite portfolio tracker out there, guys. This one is a beast, and it gives you so much data and so much insight into your portfolio. I highly recommend you guys check it out. And if you want to start using Snowball Analytics, you can actually do so for free. In the description and in the pinned comment, there's a link to check out Snowball Analytics with a 14-day free trial. So definitely do that. Once again, I know you guys will really fall in love with this platform. But anyway, guys, it looks like this first payment in November will be coming from Lowe's on November 6th, and Lowe's will be paying me $18.85. Not a bad way to kick off the month. And then the next payment won't be for another 8 days. On November 14th, we'll be getting one from Enterprise Products Partners. This is going to be a really nice payment, $59.24. Love to see that. And then, as per usual, the 15th of the month, it's always a great day for dividends, but especially in November, it looks like we have not one, not two, not even three, but 4 different companies paying dividends. We have Procter & Gamble paying about $28, Realty Income paying $26.39, AbbVie $15.59, and Main Street $13.79. So this is going to be a great day of dividends. And then we've got another payment a week later coming from Williams-Sonoma, $20.52. That's going to be very nice. And then another week later, we will be closing out the month with the final payment coming from none other than Starbucks. We'll be paying on November 29th, $47.62. And if we look at the total, guys, this is going to bring the total, or the estimated total for November, it could change between now and then, to $230.22. So November is shaping up to be another very solid month of dividends. And with that, guys, if you're in the market for some cheap dividend stocks, then check out this next video right over here, where I'm telling you about 3 of them, all of which look like great pickups right now in November. So click right over here to check those out, and I'll see you in the next one.